Welcome to the official start of the Premier League season on BBC Radio 5 Live. For the next 2 hours, we're at the Madejski Stadium. I was going to say to welcome Reading back to the top flight, but it's the opposite. Reading are welcoming us back to our Premier League coverage. A wonderful select audience here looking out onto the pitch. We have couples, we've got mums and dads here, we've got families, we've got singles looking for love. And it's a lovely little crowd we've got here at the Madejski, and it's sort of, after a really busy period of the Olympics, being in here for half an hour has just reignited our passion for football with everyone talking about it before we came on air. Look, if you have been doing the Mobot more than watching pre-season, we'll try and keep you updated with everything you need to know before we go into the first weekend of fixtures. And what a list of guests I have for you. You got to start with a gaffer. He's the man who led Reading to that amazing surge that saw them back in the Premier League as champions of the second tier. He promised a bottle of wine for his office, so I don't know where he's put it. He must have hid it behind, I must assume, Brad McDermott. Tough crowd for you. With him, one of the best spoken footballers in the business, a real natural fit here when he moved last season. Always happy to square up verbally with any fan who phones in 606, and I'm sure anyone in the room tonight who's anything to say. Jason Roberts. Right, also with me tonight, he's guaranteed always to bring a little bit of a spark to any evening. You rarely hear him or see him on television or radio, making a rare appearance here tonight. Robbie Savage. Now, we have other guests coming in throughout this evening, the ones that haven't pulled out, Brad Friedel. But finally, for now, I bear a grudge. To quote the man himself, the roof is on, but the gloves are off. Expect theories, stats and anecdotes all evening with John Motson. It's interesting because we're here to talk about the launch of a new Premier League season, including Reading. Yet in 8-9 days from now, Bran, you'll be 3 games in. What a baptism that is.
I know. First game, Stoke, then Chelsea, then Sunderland. Can't wait.
Do you set in your head a little target of points in little mini sets of fixtures? Is that the way you would manage with the team? Say, okay, 3 games in 7-8 days, I want to see a 4-point return. Like that? Or is that not your style?
No. Our style is game to game. So, we look at the first one. We're not even thinking about Chelsea. First game, Stoke at home. Full house at Madejski. We can't wait to get going.
I wonder what it's like to come and watch matches at Reading. For those people who haven't been to Reading to watch football, say they've supported clubs that have been in the Premier League every year since its launch. What's it like to come to Reading? Let's find out with people of different ages in the crowd. Hello, sir.
Hello.
What's your name?
Niall.
And I'll guess, what, 16?
17.
17, good stuff. What's it like to come to Reading?
It's brilliant. It's great to go and see your home team every week. It's just brilliant. You can't really sum it up.
What type of club is it? Is it intimidating for away fans? Is it more a really good day out? Are there a lot of families involved?
I like to think we're quite a fun club, so we're not horrible to them.
That's good. Hello, sir. Slightly older than 17.
Yeah, I've been supporting Reading for 49 years. I started at Elm Park when I was quite young, and this is quite exciting. I mean, we've been here once. Didn't quite make it the first time, but I think now we're confident that we've got the backing now and we can stay here now.
And how would you sum up the club then? As a place for people to come and watch matches, or the type of atmosphere that will come across on television?
Oh, it's a real family club, and I think and I hope it stays that way. You know what I mean? It's going to expand, obviously, with the new owner, but I hope it's going to stay a family club like it always has been.
Can you pronounce your new owner's name?
No.
Excellent. Right. I'll find somebody that can before the end of the show. Brian, this is the thing. I go ahead.
Anton.
Very good. I have a look out through the window now, and it seems to me the problem is we want more people in here. Is that definitely part of the plan? Not only survival here, but to extend, because you sold 18,000 season tickets like that. You're sold out for the season.
Yeah, we can get we can put another 10,000 in and around the ground, another 10,000 seats. So that's something that the owner's looking to do. So, depending where we are this time next season, that's what we're looking to do.
Okay, so over the last 3 weeks, when Jade Jones was kicking the heads off world champions and Usain Bolt was doing the Mobot and Greg Rutherford was jumping to his season's best, what were you doing? Were you engrossed in that, or were you already just completely fixated with this first fixture?
I was engrossed in the Olympics. I didn't think about the football at all. No, honestly, I was watching the Olympics. I loved every minute of it. And it's only today, the first time, you guys are here, a lot of TV, a lot of radio, and, you can just tell it's coming to us now. And we're looking forward to it, but I hadn't really thought about it at all.
So it feels real today for the first time almost?
First time since we got promotion. Today it feels real.
Take me inside the squad, because you've got players there who've devoted so much time to the club, who'll be playing in the Premier League for the first time. You've got new players coming in. You've got a whole mix. How do you make that work? Because every club coming up will be like 7 new players are in yours. How do you get that all to work?
Well, that's a long process, really.
We've got time.
We haven't got time. We've got 2 players for each position, and Jace knows better than anybody.
3 for his.
3. As long as Jace plays, it's fine. No, but we've got 2 players for each position, and we're going to need everybody. And last season, one of the greatest things we had was everyone was in that dressing room when we got promotion, and everyone felt part of it, and that's the challenge for this season as well. I
was reading the interview with McAnuff about leading them out here. It's unbelievable like that, because whether it's been at Reading or anywhere else, it's like 450 odd games not in the top flight. Well, what a day that is for him as a professional.
Fantastic. He's and the thing with Joby McAnuff is, as Brian just alluded to, in that change room after the game, everybody's together. He works exceptionally hard for the team, and his work rate. And I think that Brian's installed that into his team, the work ethic, the desire, and I think I've tipped them to go down this year.
Well done. Let's talk about expectations. Now, I'm going to defend the missing BG here, because it's the cliche, isn't it? It's the cliche. The 3 clubs that come up are the easiest to tip. But last season showed me that pundits and experts are vulnerable now, because last season was so unpredictable week on week that you all were running for your lives. You stopped predicting, so who knows what's going to happen. Let me just put your hand up if you feel at the moment you're over optimistic about the season ahead. Here we go. Let's talk to someone who's thinking of Europe or sack the manager. Right.
Well, I've put a bet on Reading to win the Premier League at 5,000 to 1.
Excellent. Good luck. 5,000 to 1 to win the Premier League. 10,000 to 1 for the second coming of Jesus Christ. At any bookmakers. Who anybody else put a bet in Reading winning? Well, absolutely love that. And so, what's your actual expectation though?
We'll definitely be in the top 8.
Top 8. And what makes you confident you'll be in the top 8? What is it about this club? Because we've already made a comparison with Norwich in terms of how the club is run, that atmosphere at home, and look what they managed to achieve coming up.
If you remember a week and a half ago in the feel of the Olympics, that's what Reading gives the feel of, and that's what we can do.
So positive energy, a really positive club, is that what you're saying? Yeah. Right, that's excellent. That's so nice to hear. What's your thoughts, Jace? Because coming in here to this club, you just, as I said, you seem a natural fit. What's been your impression of Reading Football Club?
Well, it's a very motivated dressing room. You've got a dressing room of players, a majority haven't played in the Premier League before, and I think after what happened last season with the playoff disappointment, it was a very motivated bunch. I think the fans were motivated for us to achieve it, and not just to be in the playoffs, to actually go on and win it. And I think the momentum continued, and that's something that we'll take into next season. It was interesting what you're saying about pundits. They're vulnerable now, but I think they've always been vulnerable. I think back to when I was at Wigan and they said we wasn't going to win a game, and we came 10th and got to a cup final. So, having worked with many pundits, I know they don't know what they're saying half the time anyway. So they even let me do it.
I was going to say, you have a foot either side at the moment. Well, listen, I want you to ask Brian as many questions as possible before he goes, and we will cover so many Premier League topics. And it was interesting when I came in here that you all said, the crowd said here, are we going to talk about other things other than Reading, which was brilliant, which we will do. You have the first question, Robbie, and I'll go and find some lovely people
I
here.
was just going to say, for the fans of Reading, as an opposition player coming to Reading, I think the fans can play a huge part for you this year, because I just got the feeling that they're so nice. It's a nice, for an away player, it's such a nice place to play, because you never feel like the home fans are going to get on their players' back. Do you know what I mean, Brian? Or if you make a tackle, the away fans don't get on top of you. So I think the Reading fans, they can, I'm not saying be aggressive, because I'll get in trouble for that because of the Olympics and all that. But they can be a bit more. Do you know what I mean, aggressive towards?
Yeah, I think it was just you. I loved you, Robbie.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean? I think it's just a nice place. If I was when I was in the opposition team, I felt Reading lovely, nice pitch, nice fans, nice stadium. Do you know what I mean?
I quite like that. Yeah. What was the score last time we played you? And the time before that. But it is a nice environment. But what I would say is, towards the back end of last season, you could just see the momentum coming, and not just from the players, but from the crowd as well. And the biggest thing for me was the Nottingham Forest game. The Forest, we kicked off at 8 o'clock. West Ham kicked off against Bristol City at 7:45, and I knew that was going to give us an advantage. And with 15 minutes to go, the crowd got us over the line. Absolutely.
Forest, to be fair, with a better team, aren't they?
Absolutely, and we won 1-0.
Yeah.
But that was the case. But the crowd, the last 15 minutes we started
amazing
to play,
atmosphere.
It was one of the best atmospheres I've been in. And my experience with the Premiership is our fans are fantastic in the Premiership.
Because the problem with a more volatile crowd, yes, it works for you when the wind's in your sails, but other people who support other clubs will relate to this. The whisper that goes around the home ground when fans are really on top of you and the expectations are too high, a misplaced pass from anyone but your star player, and you hear this awful 35,000 people whisper. And it just creates so much pressure. So you also, while you might not be, Robbie, the most vociferous that way, you also don't get that horrible pressure.
But I'm saying when United and Liverpool and them teams come here, it's a nice place to come, because it's such a lovely place.
Listen, block the away toilets with toilet roll, by all means. Right, let's get another question. How you doing? Don't forget to say your name, announce yourself to the world.
Right, I'm Craig. The question's for Brian. I'm just wondering what was different in the build-up to this season compared to last year.
This season?
Yeah.
Not too much different. We lost 5 games out of the first 7. So we had our general rubbish start. And then we lost players, as you know. We lost Millsy, we lost Shane Long, we lost Surav Kishnavili, and we had to replace the players. I thought it would take us 10 games to get going. It took us 7. And then we got some momentum. And then we got to January. We signed Jace, and he made a massive difference to us. And we kept winning every week. And it was just great momentum and fantastic times.
Will that happen, do you think, again, if come January you're sitting in 18th, 19th, 20th? Do you think there'll be a few quid there for you?
Sign Jason again.
Yeah.
No, I don't know the answer
You'd
to
hope.
that. No, we're not bothered about that. The only thing we're bothered about now is the first game, and that's Stoke.
Absolutely. Hello, sir.
Right, I'm Jack, and I'm just wondering, what with all the press and writing your stuff before the season starts, what does that make you feel like, Brian? Like, because everyone's saying we're going to go down. Does that motivate you to try even harder?
I don't need any motivation to try harder. I'm ready and willing to go, and the players are as well. And we can't wait to get going. So what anybody else apart from this environment says is not too much interest to me.
Excellent.
Hi, my name's Ian. Brian, how are you going to approach the start with the new team? You brought in 7 players. Are you looking to go with the strongest squad in your mind? I know you said you've already got it planned and you know what you've got ready for the Saturday coming against Stoke. Are you likely to give our previous season players a real good start, a good crack at it, or are you likely to mix it up, or just stick with what you've got in your mind now, which I think is obvious is going to be the strongest squad with the new signings?
No, I've watched Stoke this afternoon. I've got a team on my mind for the Stoke game, and it's there, and it will be picked from a squad of 25 players. And we've got added 6-7 players to our squad, and they're part of that squad. What we did last year was fantastic, but it would be patronising for me to the players of last season to say, oh, we're definitely going to play those players, because that wouldn't be right, and they wouldn't want that either. And Jace could answer this question. He would want what I would believe to be the best 11 to go out and play against Stoke to play.
So you can pick up on that if you can, Jason, and this applies to any club, and at the start of any season where you either shed a whole load of players through relegation or through financial problems, or you bring a whole load in because you've got a bigger challenge ahead of you. Is that as much the manager's job as what happens at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, is to keep everybody fighting the same battle, nobody thinking their cause is bigger than the club? Because that must be hard, especially with the amount of money involved in football, the amount of players that have egos. It becomes more difficult for a manager every year.
It does, but I played with Sav at Blackburn, and This is one of the key changes in football over the past 10 years, is that you've gone from 13 players playing to a whole squad of players, and the whole squad have to be together. There's people who may not be as prevalent, maybe not playing every week, but they're just as important as anybody else, because they're the guys who can come on, make an impact off the bench, or someone's injured, they come in and do a great job. If they're not motivated, if they're not happy, then you don't have a cohesive unit. And I think for a club like ourselves, or any club, that's got to be your strength, and certainly we have that at Reading.
You strike me as the type of guy, Jason, would have a word with a player who was being a prima donna. Doesn't he? He'd pull you over. Big Jace would pull you over, and you wouldn't mess about anymore.
Do you know, I
There's no Kevin Petersons in this team.
I think it comes with age, and it also comes with the fact that the game has changed. I think there was a time when, if you wasn't playing, your first job was to get yourself out and get yourself at a place where you're playing every week and the main guy. But I think as the game has changed, I think players understand now that it's a squad game, that players aren't sometimes going to play all the time. Don't get me wrong, the best players will play a majority of the time, but there's impact players, there's players that come off the bench, and these guys are just as important to us. You look back at our success last year, the whole squad achieved that, and there's people coming off the bench and people who didn't play that often who came in and made a huge difference to us.
We seem, as for anyone just tuning in, we're at the Medeski, we're bringing in the Premier League season, we seem to be interrupting some form of tour out on the pitch. Who's that, Jace? If you're so in touch with the club, who's that?
Absolutely no clue. But they look important. They've got ties on.
Yeah. Looks like the cast of Dad's Army have reunited. But that's the corporate side of football out there, Brian. What do you reckon? That's a whole lot of investors, isn't it?
Yeah, there are hooligans for Saturday.
Radio. Take another question. Hello, sir.
Hi, my name's Ian. It's a question for Brian. You've appeared to have quite a lot of freedom in the way you've picked the squad and picked the team over the past few years. Have you had any interference or any worries about the new owners coming in and trying to dictate what to do?
Or like maybe from a director of football? Hello, sir.
No, I have to say that I'm one of the managers out there that loves working with the director of football. I've worked with Nick for a long, long, long time now. I've known him many, many years, and it works really well at Reading, but that wasn't the question. Any interference, apart from at home? No, not really.
Nick Hammond's the director of football is with us now. It's huge for you as well. Do you think a director of football gets a bad rap? Because we tend to hear the stories that don't work a lot more than a lot of them that do.
Yeah, generally a bad rap for the most part. But I've worked with 5 managers now, and it's been a successful period in the club's history. So we get it right here. My job's to support the manager and the team in the very best way that I can. Try and allow him to go and do the job the way that he wants to, and take as much pressure off him as I possibly can.
See, this is interesting because Reading, director of football, manager, a 51% new owner who's coming with billions of pounds from across the ocean, and
how much?
And then billions of pence from across the ocean, and a couple of quid, maybe maybe millions, maybe thousands. Well, he's got about £3.50, but no, he's got a lot of money. And then you've got, obviously, the man who's a hero here. So how's it all working? How's that all coming together? Because it is a juggling act that so many Premier League clubs are having as well.
What's been very good is that from day one, Anton said to us that he wants to take the club, move it forward, but not change things fundamentally, because he bought the club because of what had been done here over a period of time. And we've got a model that works for us and has done over a number of years. And he wants to move the club forward. He wants to invest in the team. He wants to make a bigger stadium. But as they always say, it's sort of evolution, not revolution.
Is that the view of everyone in the room? Has that been explained to all the fans? So nobody in here is expecting millions, and smarting that Robin van Persie's chosen Manchester United over Reading. So what would make you happy? What do you want to see from a new owner coming in? He's got the bank balance that we could take us all away for a year to Thailand. What do you want to see from him? What would you be happy with?
Yeah, I'd be happy to see the club go forward, but on the basis that it's not going to lose money, that we're not going to end up like Portsmouth, and these sort of clubs that are really struggling now. I think we need to look to the future, and hopefully, Anton's already said he wants to treat the club as a business. I know there's not many football clubs that you could say that to. It's difficult.
Statue of Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
No? And he's going to get these strange statues. That does happen sometimes. Yeah, it does. Brian, maybe get one of Phil Collins. Who would be the local statue person if it wasn't a footballer? Who? Hold on. Come on over. Who would be the strange statue?
Sir John Majeski. Wouldn't be a strange...
No, I'm talking about if you had a weird statue like Michael Jackson. Who would be the person? Like Elton John outside. Who would be the... Uri Geller. Excellent. Uri Geller. Watch out for that. Coming here anytime soon. Now, guys, we're going to take some news in just a second. What are the songs we need to know about? So when it comes through on the radio, when this Saturday, when we come here to find out the score of the game, what song will we be here ringing out if you're 1-0 up? Let's hear it. Come on. Let's hear it. Come on. You can lead it, sir. Come on. You're a fine young man. Fine young outstanding citizen. And then you join in, okay? Let's one again. I want the atmosphere to start now.
But we're 1-0 up. You're Robbie Savage.
Oh. Okay. As always. Yeah. I'm pretty glad most of that didn't come out on microphone. I'm assuming, Robbie, it was some sort of slur towards you.
No, it wasn't.
Marty, yeah, we just want to, before we get the news, just talk about, because you're the man with the stats. It's always the teams that come up, people go, you're going to go straight back down again. I mean, what does history tell us? Because last season, they did all right.
Yeah, it works in reverse as well. Somebody told me yesterday that of the clubs in the Championship, 17 used to be in the Premier League. So, you know, those that go down don't always come back. It works that way. Last year, as you said, the 3 that came up held their own. I can see that happening again. But by the same token, you know, I think Swansea and Southampton have got quite a lot to do because Swansea are in their second year. I think, basically, if you took... I don't know whether Brian would agree, but if you took the top 7 out... The other 13 start the season thinking, we've got to get to 40 points.
Okay, so...
Really, that's their mentality, isn't it, Brian? The Stoke Cities, the Norwiches, yourselves. I'm not saying it's a battle for survival from day one, but it's looking to get to a position where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought about that on the way over, actually. It is a league where there's, you know, maybe 13, 12... 14 teams where we're competing with something, and then you've got the top 4 or 5, and then you look at them and you think, well, you know really who's going to be top 3 in this league this year. So
that's Man United, Man City, Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool and Reading, and then the other 13 they have a big job at hand. Having Nicky Shorey back must be nice. We've talked a little bit about experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone happy with that? Must be really happy with that, eh? That's a lovely moment.
No, he's not changed one bit. He's a good lad. He's a great footballer. He's a free transfer, England international, 31 years of age, got loads of games in front of him.
Now, am I right in saying, I think you're going to leave us at some stage soon, aren't you?
Hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, we're replacing him with a manager with Premier League experience.
A proper manager.
He's waiting in the bar over there.
Replace me with a proper manager.
That'd be a fight you'd want to see. Hey, all bets are off on that one, as you'll find out when we introduce him after 8 o'clock. Listen, best of luck.
Okay.
Have you had just final question before we get the news? Have you had to think about what you're going to say at 5-3 on Saturday?
No, I haven't actually. I don't really sort of think about that. It just comes to me 5-3. So. No, I haven't thought about that too much, but we're all going to be very proud come Saturday afternoon.
Excellent, wonderful stuff. Give your manager a huge round of applause. Brian McDermott with us here as we say hello to another Premier League season on BBC Radio 5 Live. Mick McCarthy will join us shortly. Jason's here for the duration, as is Robbie and Motty, who we'll hear more from in a second. But let's get the latest news with Faye.